Hello YouTube, it's Keith Kevin Ken. How you doing? Hope everything's going well for you. It is Saturday, September 17th, 2016. Man, we are flying. Literally flying through September, aren't we? Man, oh man, we went from super hot summers and now we're fast going into the fall and the winter. I know here on the east coast of the U.S., I have a strange feeling we're going to have a real brief fall and go right into winter. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But welcome to the Pocket Dump Deconstruction here on the Keith Kevin Ken YouTube channel. We do this every day, by the way. That's why I gave you the date. I know you probably aren't watching this on Saturday, September 17th, 2016. Most of the people who enjoy these videos, a lot of people do watch them daily, and I really appreciate your support. But a lot of you won't be. It could be weeks, months, even years before you see this video. But I want you to know that there's a whole bunch of videos on the playlist to this channel because we do it every single day. Every single day. So if you like to see and caress knives, you're going to see a lot of variety here on this channel. What you see in front of you, that's what's going to be in my pockets this Saturday. Yeah, I just threw it all on the desk, made it look all purty, took a bunch of pictures, posted it on Instagram just 10 minutes ago, at Keith Kevin Ken. That's my Instagram, at Keith Kevin Ken. Come join the fun. Come check out the feed. Bunch of knives and a bunch of stuff that'll fill your pockets or your pocketbook, depending on who you are. Turn my iPhone 6S Plus from photos to videos. Now it's time to do this YouTube channel. It's about the daily pocket dump deconstruction. We take it apart, we caress the knives, and just have a bunch of fun. If you don't like fun, if you like dry descriptions, then trust me, there's a lot of great folks on YouTube that'll give you exactly what you want when it comes to knives. But here we just have a bunch of fun, and we're so happy you joined us. Let's talk about the pocket dump deconstruction. Today, I'm carrying my Apple Watch. Usually I save that for heavy meeting days during the week so that I can flip my wrist and check out what's going on in the office and all the emails and stuff. But today, I'm just going to go drink a lot, smoke a lot, tell a lot of lies. That's my goal for this Saturday, okay? That's a manly goal. And I want to just keep in track of all of the internet stuff going all around. Monte Cristo. This is a new brand. It's called Open, the sub-brand of the Monte Cristo Cuban cigar. This is the Masters Open. I've said before in these things, Monte Cristo is one of my favorite Cuban cigars. The Monte Cristo and the Cohiba. My very first Cuban cigar experience. I was smoking a lot of handmade cigars, and then I went to the Bahamas and started gambling. I did very well at the blackjack table, took my winnings, went down the hall and bought a bunch of Cuban cigars, and all of them were Cohiba and Monte Cristos. I still have a bunch of Monte Cristos in my humidor and Cohibas aging in the humidor. But I like this new brand, man. They taste great. That is the Monte Cristo Open, the Masters. Yeah, it's vodka. All that clear stuff this weekend. One of my Coach, one of the vintage wallets from Coach. My lucky 1 ounce silver coin today is a 1997 unicorn coin. My grandsons love my unicorn coins. There were 4 of them made, Chinese unicorn coins. I have all 4 of them and I just love it. 4 1 ounce. There were also half ounces. I have those 4 too. I just love these coins. I really do. Hey, if you guys have never collected coins or you just want to get into like silver collecting for whatever reason, or you have someone young, you know, I did a lot of silver collecting, and then a couple of years ago, silver hit $50 an ounce, and I sold everything except the stuff I kind of just liked, or some collections like this unicorn collection. I told you it was Saturday, September 17th. Yesterday, was it Friday or Thursday? I think it was Friday. The U.S. Mint just opened up for their 2016 Silver Eagle proof coin, the shiny stuff. Every time I say I have to get shade, it's because of the shiny proof coins. This is a proof coin. Invest in it. Give it to your kid. Give it to your grandkid. Give it to your wife. Just buy them every year. No, it's not going to get you rich. And no, I'm not saying that the end of days is happening and silver is going to help you survive a little longer. It's just first they're pretty, and getting someone started in collecting is great. And hopefully they won't become just a nerdy collector like me, spending all his money on sharp things and smoky things and things that tell you the time. But hey, it's good. Go invest in the U.S. Mint and the Silver Eagle proofs that just came out. No, it's not sponsored. I'm just saying, okay? Let's talk about the knives. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And for some reason, I'm picking my turquoise. This is the Spyderco Kopa. If you've heard of Spyderco, but you haven't heard of Kopa, the Kopa knives, oh, man, you've been missing out. It's funny. I was collecting for a year and a half before I heard of the Kopas. That's one reason I do these pocket dump deconstructions, so that you see knives that you may never have seen before. That's one reason I say I always set some of our goals here on the channel, like we're trying to reach 1,000 new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Once we hit 1,000, I'm going to go through all of my Spydercos. And let me tell you, I love YouTube because there were so many knives. I have to say 70% of my Spyderco collection, which is well over 300 knives, I found on YouTube. I just didn't know Spyderco had done the knives. So if this is the first time you've heard of the Kopa, oh, stay tuned. Because once we hit 1,000, you're going to see something that a lot of people don't see, and that's the entire collection. Spyderco decided that they would release a lot of perfect gentleman folders like this. They all have the same profile. They do. That Spyderco leaf blade, all at 2.4 inches for the blade, all VG10 steel. VG10 steel. Oh, I love it. Not only is it a small, wonderful gentleman's folder, but it has that forward choil, that 50-50 choil, so even fat hands like mine can fit around this beautiful little knife. Just perfect. Just perfect. They all look the same. They all have these stainless steel bolsters. They all have this wonderful stainless steel clip that looks so pretty, doesn't it? They all have the strong backlock. The difference between all of the knives, though, is the inlay. This is turquoise. And the reason I picked turquoise today, and sometimes I favor the turquoise over the 16 different knives. So there are 16 different knives in this set. All of the knives have been discontinued. All of them. And the reason they've all been discontinued, out of the 16, that's the set. That's the set. Each of them have different inlays. This is turquoise. Each of the knives, this turquoise knife, only 600 made. You get a certificate with it, which means only 599 of these are out in the world. Okay? Only 599 of them are out in the world. The good news is if you can find these, they're all discontinued. If you find them, most of them are in great condition. All 16 of mine are in great condition. I got them all on the secondary market. Had to wait. It took me over 2.5 years. This was the last one to be completed because everyone knew it was a limited edition, knew it was a collector's edition. So they all keep them, hold them close to them. And so to find all 16 is hard. And this was the last one for me. What a beautiful knife. The inlays go from micarta to, I don't know, you name what kind of thing. Everything from giraffe bone to carbon fiber. It's just a wonderful series of knives. If you can just find one and buy it, trust me, you'll love it. You'll love it as a gentleman's folder. That, however, is my keychain knife. I'll have that on my keychain with my other 3 keys. The medium carry. This is includes a knife that got away. Yeah. This is the Sage 2. You know, the Sage, it has now, Spyderco just released the Sage 5. So there are 5 different knives in the series. Actually, there are 6 different knives. The Sage 3, there are 2 different versions of it. Oh, what a beautiful knife. Oh, I love it. Sage 2. All of the Sages, Sage, S-A-G-E, is a sage. A person that's a sage has wisdom and experience. And that's why Spyderco named this series the Sage series. Each of them celebrates a great knife maker who has created an innovative locking system. You know, locking systems to folding knives is relatively new, believe it or not. This one, Sage 2, which by far is on most people's top 10 Spyderco list or top 5 Spyderco list. It's on mine as well. I have to say it was my favorite Sage until I just bought the Sage 5, which celebrates the compression lock, the Spyderco compression lock. I think that's probably my favorite right now. It's like a nice, smooth paramilitary 2 in this 3-inch blade shape. But anyway, this is really wonderful. This is celebrating the frame lock, the integral frame lock from Chris Reeve. Look at that, the Chris Reeve frame lock. That's why it's all titanium as well, as a nod to Chris Reeve and his Sebenzas. All of them have this leaf shape 3-inch blade. All of them S30V steel, great steel. This one happens to be all titanium. Again, a nod to Chris Reeve and his Sebenzas. With that Chris Reeve integral lock. All of them have my favorite Spyderco clip. That's that deep pocket wire clip. And of course, this is all tied. This is the Sage 2, folks, from Spyderco. What a wonderful knife. Perfect EDC knife. Perfect everything knife. That's Sage 2. My large knife, and again, I always carry a keychain knife, a medium knife, and a large knife. People ask me what my reasoning behind it is, because I want to. Got a lot of knives, love to have them on me. This one, how many combo knives do you ever see from Chris Reeve? I'll tell you, I've been collecting Chris Reeve knives, folding knives. I guess I have to say 49 now because I just bought a new one. 49 Chris Reeve folding knives in my collection because I love Chris Reeve knives and all the variations. I just love them. These shocked me. These were some of the later knives that I found, and that was the combo blades. You just don't see them around a lot. Look how Chris Reeve handled the serrated edge. Is that just a classy, and it is so functional. Half serrated, half plain edge. S35VN steel, because that's what Chris Reeve rolls in. This happens to be the Micarta version, the large Micarta Sebenza 21 with that combo blade S30V steel. I'll tell you, I have a lot of inlaid Sebenzas, and I love the inlaid Sebenzas. You guys know some of my favorite as far as inlaid is the Blade HQ exclusive carbon fiber inlay. I love that. All the wood inlays I just adore. But man, the Micarta to me is the classic. That was the first thing I got. Not this combo. I have all of the Micarta Sebenzas as well. 25, the large and small 21s. But this, oh, I love this combo blade. Usually you get serrated edge or a serrated combo kind of edge, and that serration is just too crazy, okay? But look how he handled it. So if you want to cut cord or rope, or if you need the other situation where you need a plain edge, what a nice knife. And with Micarta, I think Micarta, not only is it beautiful, this is the only inlay from Chris Reeve, the Micarta inlay, that doesn't have the shiny titanium. Usually he either has the show side all shiny tie with the inlay, or he has the show side and half of the lock side, leaving the lock and the clip pure tie as shiny titanium. This one, he just keeps the raw titanium and puts in the Micarta. Man, that's a great style choice, isn't it? I just really love it. Anyway, this is the large one. It's the Chris Reeve large Sebenza 21. Micarta, baby. It's the Micarta inlay. And look at that. A combo blade. You don't see that often. You just don't see the Chris Reeve combo blade often. There you have it. That's my carry. That's what I'm going to go and have fun with as I get out of this apartment and have some fun with my pockets full. I'm carrying this. It's a little purdy. You can check at Keith Kevin Ken on Instagram and see it all nice and purdy. But that, my friends, is what we're having. But of course, this ain't Instagram. Oh no, I wanted to get a little fancier. I really did. And this is the knife. I just think this knife went really well with the word notepad as well. This is just a nice knife. I went with the Sage 2, and I have to tell you, and it's going to sound stupid, except for you knife fanatics. You'll kind of understand. Everyone else will just think I'm crazy, which, hey, 50% of the time I think I'm crazy. But this is, right here is the Caly 3. The Sprint Run Caly 3 from Spyderco. Oh, man. Look how pretty this thing is. I chose the Sage 2. Here's the crazy part that I was talking about. Because I had talked about the Sage 5, my new acquisition, so much. Of course, these are inanimate objects, but I thought I was neglecting my Sage 2, so I wanted to carry it today. It's crazy and stupid, but it works. When I go through cases, I go, oh, I haven't carried this. And then I was all set to go, and then I came across my Caly 3, the Sprint Run from Spyderco, and oh, I love this knife. Talk about a gentleman's folder. This could be the photo on a web page that says the definition of gentleman's folder. It's from Spyderco. It's well made, as you can imagine. It has the Spyderco Damascus with that VG10 core. That pattern right there takes after a real popular Japanese art form where they put ink in a running current of water, and that's the pattern that it makes. You see that? This one, though, the reason it's a Sprint Run is it's so purty coming from the Caly 3. Couple of things that I adore. Of course, it has that deep pocket wire clip, but that's minor compared to first the Damascus blade, right? That 3-inch blade, which is the perfect inch. I love the Ford choil. It has nice jimping on the back to give you a good grip. I mean, this is a usable knife. Usable purdy knife. Real pretty. Stainless steel bolsters. Oh, look how nice it is. And then carbon fiber, real carbon fiber scales. What I love, remember, Spyderco is a production company. You guys see all of these fancy smancy customs now that you have YouTube and Instagram, but man, it's really nice. And that transition from stainless steel to carbon fiber is really nice when you talk about a machine production. Now, of course, the sprint runs are usually limited to 1,000 knives or less. So it's the production's version of a limited edition. Oh, what a pretty knife. I was thinking about carrying it so I can brag with my friends when I pull it out, have some snazz. But you know what? I felt guilty I wasn't carrying my Sage 3 after talking up the Sage 5 so much. And let me just tell you something. I think my Kopa on my keychain will be snazzy enough. That's the knife that got away. And of course, as regular viewers know, every Saturday, what I do is I have Amazon Prime. Man, I don't know what I'd do without Amazon, I'll tell you. But Amazon Prime is great because it's one-day shipping. And I'll tell you what, I usually try as much as I can. Sometimes, sometimes I can't. I try to get all my Amazons coming in on Saturday since I'm not working to be delivered. And when they do, and then on Sundays, I always get a Blue Apron package of food. If you guys aren't familiar with Blue Apron, trust me, they're not sponsoring this, but I'm a single guy that doesn't know how to cook. And so I said, instead of spending all this money on fast food, I try to learn how to cook. It's actually nice when you get a box of stuff and you invite someone over. So that's Blue Apron. That's on Sunday. So because I always go down Saturday and Sunday, I started bringing big knives down to the mailroom, and they really enjoy that. In fact, the mailroom tells the front desk when I come down and go, are there any packages? There's always a note going, send them back to the mailroom where I do big knives. I always bring one big knife down there that they really love. This is the one I brought down today. It's not big with capital B-I-G. But man, I love this knife. And you know what? Most of them said this was their favorite so far. And I've brought some real big knives. I think starting next week, I'm going to start bringing some fixed knives. It'll do two things. They'll love the fixed knives, I'm sure, because I have a lot of great ones. And also it'll give me a chance to highlight them for you guys. So this was the big knife. And let me tell you, this is one of my favorite knives. From definitely one of my favorite Spyderco makers. I say this all the time. Whether it's a real small knife, pocket, keychain knife, or one of the ethnic knives, or whatever. When we go through all of the Spydercos, and we will when we reach 100 subscribers, you will see all of the Ed Shimp knives. This one is called the Tuff. Look how beautiful this knife is. It's called the Tuff. It's angled. He's a cutting champion, knife cutting champion. He angles it so that it works with your elbow, a natural chopping kind of motion. Oh, look at that groove. Let me tell you something else about this knife. When I first got it 2 years ago, over 2 years ago, it was so hard to open. It was so stiff. I had to get a butter knife and pry the lock bar away so that it would close. And look at it now. I mean, seriously, it worked its way. Look, see how I just dropped? It scares me almost because it almost hits me and cuts my thumb. It is such a wonderful knife. It's so smooth. Look at that pivot. It's just wonderful. The groove, the shape of this Knife is wonderful. 3.7-inch knife. Now, of course, a lot of it has that choil. Look at that 50-50 choil. Fat fingers, almost 2 fingers can fit. It fits so nice. He used CPM 3V steel too, and this is one of these earlier knives. 3V steel on this knife. I love it. The pivot is wonderful on both sides. I love just how the handle is put together. First, it just fits your hand so wonderful. You can choke up on it because of the big choil. You can bring it back here. Has those dimples in it with that G10 that you can feel, which gives you grip. You know, the G10 isn't grippy, but it just gives you confidence that there's a grip. When you turn it with that all tie, it has the regular Spyderco hourglass clip. But look at the dimples back there and the all tie with the Chris Reeve integral lock. This actually, and I know, I'm not saying it's the first one ever, but it was my first one where I saw the steel insert on the lock bar. Now a lot of people do it, but this was the first one. And of course, the reason they do that is titanium against steel. Titanium wears down, and so when you have that pure titanium lock bar, it can wear down and start to travel. So a lot of makers put in a steel on steel. It'll last you almost forever. So they put that insert in there. I didn't even know or pay much attention to the insert when I first got this. One of my smoothest knives. It's big. And let me tell you, I had to keep, this is the phrase I used in the mailroom. Can I have my knife back? Can I have my knife back? Can I have my knife back? Can you see one of the stiffest knives from Spyderco I've ever had? And I'm afraid that it's going to cut my thumb every time I release that. Oh. Listen, if someone just stumbled on this video, they go, man, he's exaggerating. If you're a knife fan, if you can find a Spyderco Tuff, T-U-F-F, buy it. If I hear a comment that it's stiff, I'm going to show them this video because it wears down. Man, I love this Shimp guy. Older guy. I just love his workmanship on these Spyderco knives. I really do. There you have it, folks. That's the pocket dump deconstruction plus the big knife for a Saturday. Man, thanks for being with me. I want to get this up a little earlier. Tomorrow's Sunday for me. And I will post earlier. I'm trying to post before the 1 o'clock game. The Cleveland Browns are playing. I don't want to post after they lose because I'm real depressed. And given their record, chances are they'll lose. So I'll do it before they even play. You guys have a perfect day. Don't forget, thumb this up, like it, share the videos. Let people know we exist, all right? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Most of you don't. 60% of you don't. We're trying to hit 1,000 so I can go into college mode and start researching all these Spyderco knives and show them to you. Hey, you guys, I appreciate you giving me so much of your time. I know how precious it is. You keep your pockets full. Man, it makes everything fun. It really does. Goodbye.